And it's so funny that you're talking about like being young and stuff, because there's this new show on YouTube called Blue Therapy, and everyone's been talking about this girl and about her mentality being young. And obviously you're quite young, so I wanted to know from you like what you thought about it. Have you watched Blue Therapy?
Yeah, I've watched Blue Therapy.
So there's this girl called Deborah on the show, and she's with her boo or whatever, and she's basically complaining because he's not taking her to Hakkasan as much as she wants. She wants to go Hakkasan and Sexy Fish, and she's obviously 24, so she's a bit older than you even, but Hakkasan and Sexy Fish, and she wants Gucci bags and Prada bucket hats and all this stuff, and obviously apparently he's not giving it to her or whatever, and people are basically saying that she's showing her age. Because she's asking for all these things. Like, I have my thoughts on it, but I want to know, coming from you, what do you think? Do you think in a relationship, are you in a relationship now?
No,
you're not in a relationship. Okay, cool. So when you was in a relationship, did you feel like your man needed to take you out to all these expensive restaurants? Did you expect like designer stuff from him?
No, not really. Because we're young, like, you know, if you're not there yet to financially able to kind of get me what I want, or just like, what's that word? I'm trying to think of the word. I can't think of the word. But anyways, like, if you're not financially able to do all those kind of flashy things, then I don't think it's necessary.
What if you was dating an older guy? So you're 20 and you're dating someone who's like 26, for example. Would you date someone who's 26? Is that a bit?
No.
Is that too old for you?
Yeah.
Really?
I wouldn't go that old.
26 is not old.
I think for me, like 4 years is max.
Really?
Older. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe I don't know.
Me and Messi are different. Right?
Wow. She was on the bus, Messi. It wasn't me. I didn't say anything. I didn't say.
No, Messi likes like older guys compared to me.
Yeah, no, she does. Oh my.
No, I love Messi.
Messi, we love you. But she knows she's going to listen to this. She's going to come for me tomorrow, but it's cool. But yeah, okay, so you really 24?
Yeah.
Raw. Damn. Okay, so 24 then. 24 is young.
Okay, no, we can still use the same scenario.
Okay, so let's just say you went into older guys. So he was 26. This to me is very young because me. But anyway, he was 26. So he's a little bit older and he's in a good job. Do you know what I mean? So he's earning decent money.
Yeah.
Would you still expect? So you're telling me you wouldn't expect anything. So you're happy with McDonald's, Nando's?
No, obviously don't violate. McDonald's is a bit.
First of all, McDonald's is elite. Do you know, that I promise you, my ideal day is if you take, just hear me out. If you take me to McDonald's, because I saw this guy did it for his girl on Valentine's Day and literally melted my heart. He went to McDonald's, he bought literally almost every single thing on the menu, like all the burgers, all the, like different kind of things, all the sides, milkshake, coffee, Coke, Fanta with no ice, all of it, a whole spread of McDonald's, like Filet-O-Fish from quarter pounder double cheeseburger, everything there. And she literally could take her pick. It was like a McDonald's buffet. That's the way to, like, that would warm my heart. I would love something like that. McDonald's is elite. Don't get twisted. But obviously, for the scenario, McDonald's is a bit cheap. So that's what I'm saying. Is it like a TGI? TGI is like the level playing field for you, man, innit? So TGI.
Yeah.
So you don't care. You don't really need him to take you to Mayfair and go eat there. You don't need to go to a Sexy Fish. Have you been Sexy Fish before?
Never. I've never really been to like these high-end restaurants. So
okay, that's fair enough.
If he was to take me there, obviously I would be thankful, but it's not a must.
Yeah.
Obviously, you treat me once in a while. That's fair, especially like on my birthday or if it's like a special like day or an event. Then yeah, but I don't think on a normal day, let's go Hakkasan. What's that? I don't know. I just think that's a bit too much.
See, I feel like you're very level-headed, and I kind of agree with you because when I saw it, I was just thinking. So she was saying in the clip that when her dad like picks her up and takes her everywhere she goes, so she's used to that treatment from her dad.
Okay, then date your dad. Like, I don't.
Then she said, "Oh, me and my girls, we go Hakkasan, we go Hakka on a. Basically, that's what she does with her girls. So she expects her man to do the same thing. See, the thing is, with me, I'm not fast. Like I said, McDonald's, you can feed me McDonald's and I'll be a very happy girl, do you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is I too, I like nice things, do you know what I'm saying? But if my man wasn't in the position where he could do that right now, because in her situation, her guy is saving for a house, right? Yeah. Which is understandable, do you know what I mean? Like, I went Sexy Fish for my birthday. Someone took me. And the bill came up to almost £200 for 2 people. Like, that's a lot of money. So to me, it's like £200. You put that in your savings. That is actually going to, you'll feel that. That is something. Do you know what I mean? It's not like we're spending £50, £60 here. £200 every time you go out to eat is a waste of money. It is a waste of money. Unless you are so comfortable that you've got it like that, that it's nothing, then that's a different situation because it's not touching you. But £200 every time you eat, £300 by the time you add drinks and stuff, is because I don't drink like that. But if I started adding drinks and stuff, that would easily be £300. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that is a lot of money. And if my man is saving for a house, which to me is such a sound investment, it makes sense. Do you know what I mean? What I would do is, if I really wanted to go Hakkasan, especially because she says she's got a 9 to 5 and she's got a business and all this stuff, I will go to Hakkasan with my girls. I will go to Hakkasan. Or if I really want to go with my guy, I'll just be like, do you know what? Let's go Hakkasan and let's split, or let's go Hakkasan and I'll take it.
Like, for once,
because you're saving, especially because he said he does most of the, in terms of financially, he covers most of the stuff. So if that's the truth, then I don't mind. If I really want to go Hakkasan and that's the kind of level that I'm on, and I go out like that with my girls, it should be light work from time to time. If I really want to do it, to be like, okay, let's go and let's split, or let's go and it'll be my treat. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. I didn't do it in a partnership. Do you know what I'm saying? So I found that really, really, really weird. Do you know what I mean? And everyone was saying it's because of her age, because she's young. But then again, look at you, you're 20 and you don't agree with that. I honestly think that's just her mentality. Is it the correct mentality? I don't know. Some people online were saying,
I don't think it is.
Do you know what I mean? I don't think it is as well. Some people were arguing, saying that, if he can't afford her lifestyle, that's how she's used to, he should just drop it, kind of thing.
No, if she can't afford her lifestyle, then I don't know how. Like, you should be able to have yourself before someone has you, if that makes sense. Like, if you want to go Hakkasan, take yourself Hakkasan, or go with your girls, or I don't know, the way she's speaking with the fact that she has a 9 to 5, she has a business, so clearly you have money. So therefore, you can treat your man if he's saving for a house, and majority of the time he's looking after you. So I think once in a while, look after him as well. It's a 50-50.
Oh, I love that.
Like, I don't know, in a relationship, I feel like she needs to remember that, like, his money is his money. It's not your money.
They're not even married at this point. Do you know what I mean?
And so that as well.
What do you think about him saying, "Oh, what do you bring to the table?" Because I was seeing, even like a lot of big women were very offended, like with a guy saying, "What do you bring to the table?" Like, would you feel a type of way if you're talking to your man and you're like, "Oh, babe, I want you to do this for me. I want you to do that for me," or whatever, and he goes, "But what do you bring to the table?"
No, but it's true. What do you bring to the table? Because right now it just seems like she's bringing nagging.
But imagine being in a relationship with a guy for a year and he's asking you, what do you, like, he's basically telling you bring nothing. By him asking you, like, you're asking for this, but what do you bring? He's basically telling you bring nothing. How would you feel about that though? Because sometimes you think you're doing something and a guy can sometimes not appreciate what you're doing. He doesn't even realize that you've put in effort into doing certain things. So with me, don't get me wrong, I think relationships should be, I was about to say something that's a mad lie. I was going to say I think relationships should be 50-50. That's a lie. I don't believe that, but we'll get into that. But I think... No, I don't think relationships should be 50-50. I don't think it should be, but I'll get into that. Okay. But what I'm saying is I think you should be able to you should be able to have certain qualities and bring certain things to a relationship. Or what's the point? If a relationship is so one-sided, someone's not enjoying it. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when... One thing I saw online was someone was like, why is a guy asking me what I should bring to the table? The table should already be set and ready for me when I get there.
No.
What do you think about that?
No.
See, that's the saying. I don't agree with that. Do you know what I mean? I think, how can one person be bringing everything to the thing? Like, the relationship will break their back. Do you know what I mean? There should be some give and take in every relationship. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think that's a stable relationship
at all. If you expect one person to do everything.
Yeah, no. That's what I mean by in terms of relationship should be 50-50. I don't know what you kind of mean by...
So you think a relationship should be 50-50 in everything? So in terms of going out, in terms of like love, care, affection, every single part of a relationship, like the guy and the girl should do everything equally. I don't think that's even possible.
Oh, but when you mean like go out, split the bill? Like,
even above, more than split the bill, even certain things like, for example, I'll cook 50% of the time. Like, exactly. So I'll cook 3 days, you cook 2 days, and then we'll flip it, and then you cook 3 days.
That's a bit too pedantic. Like, that's just a bit too like,
so that's
50,
what I'm saying. I don't think 50-50 works. I just think we should, in a relationship, a woman should find where her strengths are, and a guy can find where his strengths are, and she can obviously provide more where she's stronger, and then a guy can provide more where he's stronger. So for example, I don't care, I'm going to be very honest. If even the girl is earning more than the guy, honestly, I don't see any problem in the girl doing quite a bit of the spending, because she's got more to spend than the guy does. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Some girls wouldn't even date a guy that's earning less than them, and that's fine, because they don't want to spend their money like that, and that's cool. If that's what rocks your boat, that's what rocks your boat. Do you know what I mean? With me, I'm not that fast. There's other things that I care about more than how much you earn. So that kind of thing wouldn't bother me. But in terms of 50-50, it's very, very hard, because I just don't believe that men and women are equal in so many ways. So it's hard for you to bring 50-50 to a relationship. I just think sometimes it's going to be 80-20 one thing, maybe like 40-60 in another area of the relationship. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, in general, society deems men as the breadwinners anyway. So I feel like a lot of girls look at that and just think boys should always be the one bringing financial situations,
like financial stability,
covering
and stuff,
financial situations, but in terms of everything else, I feel like love should be 50-50. I feel like
no, you should love me more still. I can't lie. Because do you know why I feel that way? Because I feel like women love so much harder than men do. So
yeah, we're more emotional.
And we show our love. We're more emotive with our love, so we show it more. And I think because of that, my 20% is so much that I need you to give me 80. Because if I give you, because my 50% is way.
What?
You see what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, honestly, because if I think about it, when I like someone, I like someone. Like, it's crazy. There's very little you tell me to do that I won't do. Obviously, there's something I won't do, like relax. But there's very little that you ask me to do that I wouldn't do. Do you know what I mean? Because I just like you so much. I just want to do things for you. You don't even have to tell me. I'll start offering myself to you. Like, do you need this? Do you need that? That's just the kind of person I am.
Yeah.
So I think that I think I need someone, because guys aren't generally like that. So I think I need someone to love me more, because I just know that even my 20% is a bit intense. Do you see what I'm saying? And I think that's the case for a lot of women. So
yeah, it's very hard to find a guy that will actually just love you like unconditionally without asking. Sometimes you have to tell them. Do
you know what? Yeah, this is something me and your sister were talking about, actually. I think you need to tell guys how you like to be loved. You need to tell guys what you want and what you expect in a relationship. Because if you don't, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it, because you don't.
Would rather not.
No, that's the thing. I know, I get it. It's kind of tiring for you to be like, oh, by the way, I like it when you do this, and I like it if you could do this. But honestly, if you don't, you're just going to be miserable, because if you don't tell them, they're not going to know that's what you want, and they're not going to do it. Do you know what I mean? And if you're annoyed, or if you're in a strop because they're not loving you the way you want to be loved, and they're not doing the things you want in a relationship, can you blame them if you haven't told them? Because what a guy will do is he will do what he thinks is love. And if that's not hitting for you, he's like, yeah, but I did this, but I did that though. And I'm like, yeah, that was great, but that's not really, I don't care for stuff like that. This is actually what I care for. Honestly, communication is the best thing in a relationship, and everyone says it, but sometimes I think some women, they would just rather not speak. Do you know what I mean? And by you not speaking, you cannot turn around and then be annoyed when the person's not doing what you want them to do, because they don't even know that's what you want.
It's true.
If you're just accepting something because you don't want to be annoying and you don't want to be a nag, and I get it, because I think there's a fine line, do you know what I mean? Because even me, I'm a nag. Do you know, my sister calls me a nag, Mercy has called me a nag. I can go on, do you know what I mean? So I know that I even need to control it and pull it and reel it in sometimes. But ultimately, you need to find like a fine balance where you can still express like, oh, babe, do you know what? And do you know what you should do? When they do things that you like, let it be known like, oh, do you know what? It was amazing when you did this for me, because they're going to be like, oh, Rosh, you really appreciate it. They'll do it more. Do you know what I'm saying? Rather than just saying nothing and just accepting rubbish, and not accepting what they think they're doing something lit, but you're not enjoying it. Do you know what I mean? And I think it should be vice versa. Like, guys should be able to just be like, oh, babe, you're like, you know, we did this that time, I really enjoyed it, or I would really like it if you could do this, because ultimately, you too, as much as we try, because we, as women, naturally, we will try and do things that we think that our men will like, right? But what we're doing may not be hitting. Do you know what I mean? So it's good for it to be a two-way thing where you can speak about how you want to be loved and what you want in a relationship, and they can do the same.
Speaking of that, what do you think of Chioma and Paul's relationship on Blue Therapy?
Oh,
the bald head guy.
I couldn't. Do you know the one thing I hate, above everything with any person, I don't care, man or woman, is someone that deflects. And he seems like such a deflector. Like, you will tell him, this is what you're doing that I don't, and he will just flip it and say, oh, I've calculated the situation, I've calculated it, or something stupid like that. Like, he's not even trying.
He doesn't even like take it in. Yeah, he's not, he cut her off quite a few times, and that really irritated me.
And he's
really irritated me. Don't cut me off.
So I will break my head on the floor, because what is that behavior? No, because someone that's so stubborn, it will literally be like, do you want me to like just crack my head open and just enter my head? Because what do you want from me? I can't do it. Someone that constantly deflects all the time, I think that's the biggest issue, because he's not even trying to understand what the problem is.
Yeah.
Have you ever, I don't know if you have, but this happened to me. Have you ever like sent a long text to a guy about things that is pissing you off, and he will pick one thing? I didn't say that. Like, you'll send like 17 things and he'll pick one thing and reply to that one thing. But no, you haven't addressed the 19 or the 18 other things that I was speaking about. You saw one thing, you highlighted it, and that's all that you've got to tell me. And that's the only thing you respond to. Stuff like that is really frustrating. That's the kind of person that Paul is. He's somebody who will grab onto one thing and that's it. Everything else that you're saying, he'll deflect it.
Yeah, he's not hearing it.
And why is it, that some guys, I don't understand why they would do something, but then their girl will do the exact same thing and then they have an issue with it. That is weird to me.
Very.
And they will even do it to the extreme, because if we're talking about the example where he said he had girls on his table who was buying them bottles.
Yeah, but
she was in the club twerking with her girls, and it was a problem because someone snapped it.
Apparently it wasn't even twerking.
She was just dancing.
She was just enjoying herself. Like, she was just jaying. She was just, having fun. I don't see what an issue is with that. But he's using the excuse of business, and you shouldn't mix business with pleasure in general. So I don't see why it's a problem if she wants to go out and have fun, but you wanna.
But she doesn't even have an issue with it. That's the thing. So it's the fact that she doesn't even have an issue with it. It's not like she's saying, I don't like this. She's like, cool, I get it. You need to do your business. You need to get your money, whatever, do your thing. But you can't then turn around and complain that I'm doing something when I'm with my girls. I'm not even trying to. And then another thing that he was talking about that guys do a lot is you met me a certain way, and now you want me to be someone who I'm not. Like, you met me being a social media influencer. This is the thing I do. I've always been responsive to my followers, blah, blah, blah. This is how I make my money. Now you want me to all of a sudden change my ways because I'm with you. As long as I'm not disrespecting you, as long as what I'm doing is not, disrespectful to you or rude to you or, undermining our relationship in any way, I will continue to do it. Because that's the way you met me. That's the way I've lived my life. You can't come into my life. You're supposed to add. You can't subtract from me. Do you know what I mean? You're supposed to be adding to me. Anybody that's going to try to take away from me, you don't need to be in my life. And that's something you should learn moving forward in relationships. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't let somebody come in and try and control you. I have been controlled in situations. I really liked a guy so much. So when he was controlling me, I thought he was helping me. He was like, don't do this. Don't go here. Don't wear that. Don't do this. He even told me to delete my social media, and I considered it. That's how much I liked him. Like, what? He literally said, like, come off Instagram, come off Twitter, this, that. I don't like the fact that you're on there. And I literally considered it. Like, one time I got dressed to go out, and I FaceTimed him. So I thought, I look cute. And he was like, why are you going out? Like, you stay at home, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, like, some guys can really control you. And at the time, you think they're doing something cute, like, oh, they care. They just don't want me to be out here, But ultimately, you should trust the person you're with. I was never going to go out there and do anything mad. So if you can't trust me, because I'm very like, do your thing. Like, as long as you're not being disrespectful, go out with your boys, go on lads holiday. I was even saying on one of the episodes that, I don't know if you listen to it, I was like, if you go on holiday or if you go out and you collect wine from a girl, it doesn't bother me.
Where we are not the same.
No, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't. Mercy said the same thing. Like, literally, catch a wine. Like, you're having fun. Like, you're not. As long as you don't turn around and then say, yo, babe, that was sick. Like, what's your number?
No, I don't know. I just feel like a wine is just...
Really?
It's kind of intimate. Mildly intimate. But.
Yeah, no, it is a bit intimate. And I wouldn't whine on a guy only because I don't really do that. I don't really care to whine on a guy like that. Do you know what I mean? But if my guy was out and he was in a party and all his friends were catching wine, catch your word, catch your fun. Like, that doesn't bother me because I trust you. Like, it's just the wine at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? You come home back to me and, you know. So...
No, that just doesn't run with me. If I wouldn't do it personally, I wouldn't want you to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I'm not going to whine on a guy, then you just shouldn't whine, like, allow girls to whine on you. That's just how I see it. But
no, I hear you. But think, like, if they were on holiday with their boys, come on, and there's one Spanish gal they're in Ibiza, one Spanish girl with a fat bum, and she just wants to shake her booty for my man. Like, I don't mind. I don't mind. You can even call me like, yo, one girl with a fat bum. Like, we were dancing. It will not bother me.
No, we're not the same. That would bother me. That would bother me, especially because I don't have a fat back. So, like, what are you trying to say?
I ain't got a fat back either. I can't lie. So maybe I should be a bit more careful about that. But I honestly, it just doesn't bother me. But that's because I have that level of trust. So obviously, I was younger. I was actually your age when I was in that relationship. So I was 19 to 20. Mm-hmm. When I was in that controlling situation. And I think growing up, I just realized that wasn't love. Like, I genuinely thought I was in love, and I thought what he was doing was he was trying to protect me, and but no, he was trying to be controlling, he was trying to rule my life. And if I let him continue to do that, I'll just be some yes please, yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full sir. He was older than me. So when he was 20, I was 20, he was probably at the time like 24. Okay. Yeah, about 24, I believe. And yeah, so that was that situation. So he reminds me so much of when I was watching the whole blue therapy thing and I was seeing Paul, he reminded me so much of my ex, because I was just like, this guy is controlling. He's speaking about all his high profile clients, and he's very narcissistic, speaking like he's got such an important job and almost undermining his girlfriend's job, which is not okay. Do you know what I mean? It's not okay. So yeah, like, honestly, I actually have been enjoying it though, because do you know what? Yeah, someone called me and was like, oh my gosh, I'm seeing so much, like, so many traits of somebody, of my guy in this person. Do you know what I mean? In this thing, and it's actually, even if it's real, if it's not real, I don't care. Yeah,
it's an eye opener.
But it's an eye opener to certain relationships. Because when she called me and said, oh my gosh, this is my man. Like, literally, I'm watching my man. She's starting to realize stuff. And I think that is a lesson learned. Like, they're helping somebody and helping someone. Do you know what I mean? But people were saying that Choma and what's the other boy, Jamal, should get together because they...
Paul and Deborah, because they just just combine the two.
She spoke out about it though. I didn't really watch the video, but it was something along the lines of, yeah, you know, if you can't afford my lifestyle, that's not my business, kind of thing. That's the way she was raised a certain way. And do you know what? It is at the end of the day. Some people are in that, and there's some guys that will spoil a girl. Like, they'll buy her the Prada bucket hat times, they'll buy her in every colour.
How is that the next thing on your list? Like, yeah, I want him to get me a Prada
she even
bucket
twisted
hat.
about, that was embarrassing, I can't lie. She twisted about to say that, but you know.
Do you not have shame? A Prada bucket hat. Save up and get it yourself. Like
even like have big aspirations for yourself, and you even said bucket hat. Can you imagine? Like,
I don't understand.